Not sure if Eamon can hear me. Eamon, you there?
Yes, Kamal, I can hear you.
What we were saying with Ibrahim Arafat there is that the crux of this whole thing is that Egypt wakes up tomorrow, if it ever goes to sleep, but it wakes up tomorrow a completely different country.
Oh, I think by every analysis, by every measure of the word, you see a very different period in the history of Egypt. One that's going to have a lot of questions asked by the people who for so many years have been criticized for being apathetic, for not caring enough, for not being active enough in politics or changing the course of their own destiny. Well, this evening you're seeing Egyptians, ordinary Egyptians, men, young, old, women, taking their own destiny in their hands, at least on this evening. Now, what is going to be the question on everyone's mind is, what is the government going to do? What is the government, what are the options in front of the government? When you talk about the past few days, really, the government was in a very, very difficult position. And the reason why was, on Tuesday, these unprecedented images that you saw in the center of Cairo really put the government in a difficult position. For one reason, they could not respond to those protests as being unprecedented, even though everybody knew they were. The government came out and tried to keep it as business as usual. That was the tone government officials struck time and time again. This was simply something the government was used to, and this was something the government did not mind. But if you look under the surface, you got a sense, by most people's accounts, that indeed the government was rattled. And it is a question on everyone's mind. Why have we not heard from the president of this country so far? Now, and that goes back to the earlier point I was making. The people wanted to hear from the president some significant changes, not just the symbolic changes, not just that we are hearing from you. But had the president come out so soon and address the people, it would have undoubtedly created the perception that the government was rattled, that it was going to address these issues. Tonight, they can no longer avoid that. They can no longer avoid that question. They will have to address the grievances of the people. The question, though, is going to be who and how are they going to do that? You can expect a lot of criticism towards the Minister of Interior. He's a Minister of Interior that has ruled now for more than a decade over Egypt's police and security services. He has seen some of Egypt's most notorious terrorist attacks take place under his control. And at the same time, he himself vowed that these types of images and protests would not happen again. And yet here we are 72 hours almost after he made that promise, even worse images appearing from their perspective. At the same time, what can we expect from the Egyptian cabinet, the prime minister, under very, very tough scrutiny from the public, from others? Some people will certainly be asking for the removal of the government. But at the end of the day, when you speak to ordinary Egyptians all across its governorate, the buck really stops with one man and one person only, and that is the president of Egypt. The president of Egypt, by everyone's assessments in the country, is the one and only person that runs affairs. It will fall on his shoulders to make the changes that these people need and want, and at the same time, whether or not he hears their calls for him to step down and for him to bring about the political reforms that Egyptians so desperately need.